On a quiet Sunday, as the city of Manila slowly stirred awake, an unexpected announcement sent ripples through the nation's political and law enforcement circles. The palace officially confirmed that Police General Nicolas Torre III was no longer serving as chief of the Philippine National Police. The news broke with little warning, catching even seasoned political observers off guard. The announcement came directly from Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, who addressed the press with a brief but firm statement. There was no hint of transition or preparation, just a clear message that Torre's time at the helm had come to an abrupt end. Torre's tenure was remarkably short, just 85 days. In the long history of the PNP, no chief had served such a brief term. His sudden exit immediately became the subject of intense scrutiny and debate. The palace offered no explanation for the decision, fueling a wave of confusion and speculation among the public, the media, and within police ranks. Newsrooms buzzed with theories, and social media lit up with questions. Neither Torre nor the PNP released any immediate statements. The silence from both sides only deepened the mystery, leaving everyone to wonder about the real reasons behind the move. In a swift response, the government wasted no time in naming a successor. The new chief was sworn in almost immediately, signaling the administration's intent to move forward without delay or public debate. The executive branch's authority over national security leadership was unmistakable. The rapid transition underscored just how much power the palace wields in shaping the country's security landscape. Across the country, both the public and members of the police force demanded answers. The sudden shakeup left many uneasy, with some fearing instability and others questioning the motives behind the decision. For Torre, the removal marked the end of a brief but eventful chapter. For the PNP, it signaled the beginning of a new era, one filled with uncertainty, speculation, and the challenge of regaining public trust. This was not just an ordinary administrative change. It quickly escalated into a high-stakes political drama, with analysts and commentators dissecting every possible angle and implication. As the day ended, the nation was left with more questions than answers. Behind the closed doors of Malacanang, the real story remained hidden, leaving Filipinos to wonder what truly transpired and what it might mean for the future of the country's police force. Interior Secretary Jean-Vic Romulo stepped forward to explain. Torre's removal was in the national interest. President Marcos Jr. made the call to preserve the PNP's stability and integrity. Romulo insisted Torre had committed no illegal acts, no charges, no scandal. The move was framed as a strategic, not punitive, decision. Yet, the lack of specifics only deepened the intrigue. When pressed, Romulo cited executive privilege, refusing to reveal details. The term national interest became a catch-all, leaving the real reasons open to interpretation. The government's explanation answered what happened, but not why. The public was left to connect the dots on their own. The crisis began with Torre's controversial reshuffling of top police officials. He reassigned several generals, including Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr., to new posts. Napolcom, the civilian oversight body, saw this as overreach and a breach of procedure. A power struggle erupted between Torre and Napolcom, fracturing the PNP's leadership. Napolcom intervened, reversing Torre's key appointments in a rare public rebuke. This unprecedented move undermined Torre's authority and triggered a full-blown crisis. The reshuffle controversy became the main catalyst for Torre's ouster. Napolcom's intervention was decisive. As the PNP's civilian overseer, it nullified Torre's reassignments, directly challenging his authority. Legal experts debated whether Napolcom had overstepped, but its influence was clear. Torre claimed the dispute was resolved, but the damage was done. The fracture in leadership reached the president, forcing intervention. Napolcom's firm stance left the president little choice but to act. The episode exposed the fragile balance between police command and civilian oversight. Torre's tenure ended as a casualty of this unresolved power struggle. Torre's removal sparked immediate reactions. Former PNP Chief Senator Panfilo Lacson said Torre overstepped by ignoring Napolcom's authority. Some legal experts argued Napolcom may have overreached, questioning the limits of its power. The debate highlighted legal gray areas in PNP governance. Secretary Romulo denied rumors of personal or procurement-related motives, sticking to the official line of institutional integrity. the controversy revealed a complex web of authority, procedure, and politics. No single narrative emerged, just competing interpretations. The public was left to weigh these perspectives amid the ongoing crisis. The appointment of Nicolas Torre III as chief of the Philippine National Police marked a pivotal moment in the organization's history. For decades, the top post had been reserved for graduates of the Philippine Military Academy, a tradition that shaped the PNP's culture and leadership style. Torre, however, was the first graduate of the PNP Academy to rise to the highest rank, breaking a long-standing barrier and signaling a new era for the force. His ascent was not just a personal achievement, but a historic milestone that challenged the status quo and inspired many within the ranks. Torre's leadership represented a significant shift toward a more civilian-oriented police identity. He championed community engagement, encouraging officers to build trust with the public and prioritize service over militaristic discipline. Under his guidance, the PNP began to emphasize transparency, accountability, and a closer relationship with the communities they served, moving away from the rigid, hierarchical traditions of the past. In just 85 days at the helm, Torre spearheaded a series of high-profile operations. His team arrested individuals linked to previous administrations as well as controversial personalities who had long evaded justice. These bold actions sent a clear message. The PNP under Torre's command would not shy away from tackling even the most sensitive and politically charged cases. Outwardly, Torre projected the image of a bold, decisive, and effective leader. He was frequently seen addressing the media with confidence, inspecting police formations, and engaging directly with both officers and civilians. His hands-on approach and willingness to confront difficult issues earned him respect from many quarters. Yet, despite his operational successes, Torre's tenure was unexpectedly cut short. The reason was not a failure in the field, but rather internal conflict within the organization. Behind the scenes, tensions simmered among senior officials, and disagreements over policy and leadership style began to surface. Torre's story is a paradox. On one hand, he achieved remarkable operational success, but on the other, he faced administrative defeat. His ability to lead in action was unquestioned, but navigating the complex web of internal politics proved to be a different challenge altogether. His brief command now stands as a cautionary tale, highlighting the limits of authority and the critical importance of political navigation within large institutions. Even the most capable and visionary leaders can find their efforts undermined by bureaucratic resistance and internal rivalries. Torre's experience underscores a harsh reality. In the world of public service, success is not determined by operational achievements alone. Bureaucratic and political rifts can undo even the most promising leaders, regardless of their dedication or effectiveness on the ground. Today, the legacy of Nicolas Torre III remains both promising and unfinished. His story continues to inspire debate about leadership, reform, and the future direction of the Philippine National Police. The palace wasted no time in making a decisive move to address the leadership vacuum within the Philippine National Police. Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr., who was once at the center of a significant reshuffle dispute, has now been appointed as the new PNP chief. This appointment comes at a crucial time when the organization is in dire need of strong leadership and direction. His appointment is seen as a strategic reset, aiming to align the PNP more closely with the current administration and the National Police Commission, or NAPOLCOM. Nartates's immediate challenge is to restore order and unity within the ranks after the recent leadership crisis that left many questioning the stability of the force. He faces the daunting task of not only restoring order, but also ensuring that the 232,000-strong police force remains focused on its core mission of maintaining peace and security across the nation. This involves mending administrative rifts and fostering a sense of unity and purpose among the officers. Nartates must also navigate the complex dynamics of the PNP's relationship with NAPOLCOM, as all eyes are on how he will handle future appointments and policy directions. The expectation is clear: stability, collaboration, and a decisive move past internal strife. The nation is keenly observing how Nartates will manage these challenges, as his leadership will be pivotal in shaping the future of the PNP. The public and the government alike are looking for signs of stability and effective governance. The expectation is not just about maintaining order, but also about fostering a culture of collaboration and transparency within the force. Nartates is expected to lead with integrity and vision, steering the PNP towards a more unified and effective future. Moving past internal strife is crucial, and Nartates is tasked with rebuilding trust within the institution. This involves addressing past grievances and setting a new tone for leadership that prioritizes the welfare of both the officers and the public they serve. As Nartates steps into this role, he inherits a shaken institution that requires careful and strategic rebuilding. His ability to inspire confidence and trust among his personnel will be a key factor in his success. The entire nation is watching closely to see if he can steady the PNP and lead it towards a future marked by stability, integrity, and public trust. The coming months will be critical in determining the trajectory of the PNP under his leadership. Despite a new chief, the mystery of Torre's removal lingers. The official national interest explanation feels incomplete to many. Torre's clean record only deepens the puzzle, fueling rumors and theories. Some speculate about personal rivalries or disputes over procurement in high-profile cases. The lack of transparency has turned the public into political detectives. The episode is now a case study in the opaque politics of Philippine governance. Until more details emerge, speculation will persist. The unresolved questions continue to shape public trust in the PNP. Torre's abrupt removal highlights the immense challenges of leading the PNP. The job demands not just law enforcement skill, but political and bureaucratic finesse. The clash with Napolcom exposed deep tensions in the PNP's governance structure. The crisis raises urgent questions about the balance of power and the need for clearer rules. For the public, the episode is unsettling, hinting at instability at the top. Restoring trust will be the new chief's greatest challenge. Torre's story is a lesson leadership requires more than competence. It demands alliance building and diplomacy. The PNP's future will depend on learning from this crisis and forging unity.